Girl, you messed it up. What's wrong with you, Celeste? Putting your head under that feed like that? What's wrong with you? Boy, it is a muddy mess in here. We've been having a lot of rain. Yesterday it rained. I have to check the gauge, but I think we got a little over 2 inches of rain past couple days. No rain today. It was beautiful. But tomorrow, looks like we're going to get rain all day. All right. Hello, Miss Cinnamon. You ready? Ready for your feed, girl? Golly, this is nasty. This is sloppy, girl. How come you let it rain so much? There you go, girl. There you go, Miss Cinnamon. There's yours. Boy, this is a muddy mess. Hey, folks. I live in Texas, Hidden Spring Farm. Listen, this video is to ask you guys for advice. I think Miss Piper wants some advice too. But this video is to ask you for advice on our pastures. Now, I'm not the smartest guy in the world on ground and getting things to grow perfectly. I know you got to fertilize, things like that. This is the quandary we're in. As you can see, the outside this fence is really good hay. Then up here on the hill right here is good hay. And then I've got these areas. You can see my electric fence. I'm starting to take it down. I'm gonna restrand it and do all kinds of stuff here this winter. But we got 4 paddocks. 1, 2, this next one's 3. And just over that next one where you see they're closed right there, that's 4. So we got 4 paddocks. We rotate the cattle through, and we only got 7 head, so it ain't like we're big ranch, big farm, or anything like that. But we got 7 head that we rotate them through. We let them graze for a day, maybe 2 at the most, and then move them to the next pasture, but we try to rotate them every day. This is the problem we're running into, is my neighbor had his soil tested, and his house sits on 8 acres, and it's basically in the same hay pasture as ours. He's just way out on the corner. And this land out here is high in calcium, real low in nitrogen. So we get a lot of weeds that pop up. What he did was he worked his tail off. That man worked his butt off last year, killed most of the weeds, but he put tons of chemicals on his property. We don't want to do that at all. We are trying to do something as natural as possible. Even with the fertilizer, we're looking at a company that's not too far from us, probably 30, 40 minutes from us, that uses rabbit manure in liquid form. And it's not a hot fertilizer, if you know what I mean. Chicken manure, cow manure, all that is hot. So if you put it out too heavy, it'll burn and kill your grass and all that. So we're looking at using this rabbit fertilizer and spraying it on the fields and seeing how that works. Probably doing that myself this winter. I'm in consultation with the company now. Got my sprayer and all that. So we're coming up with a plan to get this done on the fertilizing part. Now, my question to you guys is what do you use that's natural for weeds? Because you can't put down vinegar and all that other kind of stuff to kill the weeds. Now, by raising the base from just studying this, and like I told you, I'm no professional, from just studying this, you raise the nitrogen in the ground, that'll choke out some of the weeds. But you put too much or try to overwork it and all that with nitrogen, then you can also feed weeds at the time. So there's a fine process in there. Now I know a lot of people, by watching tons of videos and listen to the guys talk from Texas A&M and these other places, they'll spot treat. This is a lot of spot treating out here. Let me show you the field. So this is the winter weed that comes up in the winter. It's the only time you see it, but you can see the grass, but this weed right here pops up. So the idea is to mow, get a couple of times mowing, knock it down, see what that can do. That's going to be part of our restructuring this electrical fence that we have out here. If you guys got any ideas on that, that's looking forward to that. I'm going to go from 3 and 4 strands down to 2 strands, and the reason why we have the 3 and 4 is because we have miniature cattle, and when you have calves, they'll get under it, or dogs can get under it, and all that other kind of stuff, mess with the cattle. Coyotes, we got a bad problem with coyotes out here, so I try to keep that low one there, but we are going to just go down to two strands. That being said, back to the weeds. What do you guys use? What do y'all recommend? Look here, here's another weed that's popped up during the winter. And back to that, man, I'm sorry. What do you guys use? How do y'all treat? How much is it per acre? All that other kind of stuff. Not how much money it is, but what's the volume that you use per acre and things like that. Now, I know some of you guys that watch the channel, we get emails from you, and you guys are really intelligent when it comes to this ground. So let me tell you what we have out here. We have perennial rye, and Bermuda is our hay source. That's what we cultivate. That's what we cut. That's what we bale every year, is perennial rye and Bermuda. So I'm not looking to kill the Bermuda. I'm not looking to kill the rye. We're looking to kill the weeds in that. So we do not have coastal. There is one spot way in the back that has enough. I think it's about 2 bales, and I give it to an Army buddy of mine, lives down the road. He's actually the one that cuts my hay. I don't have equipment yet, but he has horses, so I let him have those good bales of hay down there, and we take the rest for this. So I'm looking for your opinion on what you use, how much you use per acre, and things like that for the weed problem. And my neighbor did a really good job on researching the weed stuff. And, you got to use different, you got 24D, you got all these other chemicals, and they only kill certain weeds. Then you have to use something else to kill another weed. I'm not wanting to put any chemicals on this ground. We're really wanting to change the face of this field and not use chemicals at all. That's why we're going to go with the natural fertilizer. And I'm trying to figure out something on these weeds. If we can knock these weeds down, and you can see over here where I didn't weed eat on the electrical wire here. This is a really good view of what the weeds look like right here, because they come up right up underneath the wire. Of course, there's grass mixed in with that, but it'll give you an idea. So here's the 4th paddock here. But look how the weeds have taken this over. This is just this year, because it looked just like this on the other side between here and the fence that goes around our house. It was good grass just like this last year, and this weed has come in and it has taken over. So really need you guys to give us some advice and maybe some direction to go in. Now, you guys that say, listen, you got to go chemical, then you can go back natural, man, I appreciate that. I do not want to argue, because if we end up having to go down that road, we will. But we really need advice on some natural way to take care of these weeds with the fertilizer. Put natural down and try to figure out something for these weeds. If not, and we got to use chemicals, then we got to do it. But man, we really don't want to do that we are doing everything we can, rotating these guys down, putting out that good cow manure all over. I got to spread it out with a piece of fence and all, get it spread out so it ain't got these little hot spots going around. But when we rotate them through here, they put all that urine, they put all that down and all. We're thinking about rolling out some hay over here, trying to choke some of that out. The cows get over here and eat that hay and all. The problem is, the more carbon you put down, the nitrogen that's in the ground gets choked out really, because it's taking time to process that new carbon and all that kind of stuff. So it tends, from my understanding, to lower the nitrogen. If I'm wrong in any of this, please tell me I'm wrong and give me some ideas on which way to go. But we really would like to understand it a little bit more. And I know YouTube is a great place for people to network and to help each other and learn this stuff. I know there's a lot of guys out there doing it naturally. Justin Rhodes, I know Stony Ridge Farms doing it. I don't think Country View Acres is doing it. I know that buddy over there at Just a Few Acre Farm, I know that he feeds inside his barn and then takes all that good manure, puts it in a spreader and distributes it on the ground, and his grass looks really good. But I don't have a manure spreader, and we got plenty inside the corral area to spread out. We just don't have a manure spreader, and there's no co-op or anything around here to rent one from, so we try to put it out as best we can. Anyway, looking for you guys' advice on that. I don't want to just keep talking and keep rambling, so this video is going to be real short. I appreciate any advice you can give me. We got to knock this problem out and get this thing fixed, so we're not dealing with it all next year. We're going to do the fertilizing this winter, try to bring that nitrogen base up. We're going to learn in here first before we go out on the big field, because I don't want to screw up that big field. So if you guys got any ideas, we sure appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Live in Texas at Hidden Spring Farm. We'll see you guys next time. Y'all have a blessed day.